guys, thank you for watching Airsoft Make It Store TV. I'm Red. Today we're going to help you diagnose fuse issues with your Airsoft AEG. So first, where do you find the fuse? Well, in this JG M16 A4, fuse is going to be located in the stock along the wire extension. You'll see a cylindrical little plastic tube along the actual wiring. That's going to be the fuse box housing. So what you're going to do is open it up, and that's how you find the fuse. The fuse is actually located within this box between two brass clips. Now, the reasons why you would go to actually find your fuse is if you've got your battery plugged in. So let's plug in a large to small adapter here and plug in a LiPo battery. You put the gun on semi, fire, and you're not even hearing anything. It doesn't sound like the motor's moving, it doesn't sound like the gearbox is grinding, anything like that. Absolutely no response whatsoever. That's normally what happens when your fuse has blown. You don't hear anything. It's just a silent AEG. You know your battery is good. In this case, we've charged this up. We know this is a good battery. We recommend you do the same. Try your battery on another AEG that you have, or try a friend's battery that he knows is good. That way you can actually tell whether or not it's a fuse, or in some cases it might be your battery. But in this case, it's our fuse. So let's take a look at the fuse again. You're going to open it up. And the easiest way to remove the fuse is to actually just take out these brass clips from the plastic housing and inspect the fuse. Actually take a look at it. In this case, you'll see that the actual filament inside the fuse has been snapped. It looks like it's been under some strain, so in this case this fuse is no good. Now, to actually see if your gun will fire, you can do this without using the fuse. We don't recommend leaving it like this, as it can cause strain to your gearbox. But you can clamp the two brass clips together. Make sure that you do not touch these once the battery is installed, because that can lead to accidental electrocution right there. So plug in the battery, keep the brass clips away from yourself and away from any metal. Put the gun on semi, see if it fires. There we go. It's firing just fine. So we know now that it was the fuse. So now we're going to disconnect the battery before we touch the brass clips. Once the battery is disconnected, disconnect the brass clips, take your brand new fuse and connect it to the brass clips. Now make sure that the brass clips are tight, and connect the fuse to the clips where you see the metal part of the fuse. So you connect the brass clips to the metal ends of the fuse. You do not hook it up to the glass of the fuse. That will not complete the circuit. Now that fuse is connected, to make sure that those brass clips are firmly holding the fuse in place, then put it inside the fuse box housing, this plastic cylinder, and clamp it shut. Now, if you were firing your AEG while the two brass clips were held together, just using the brass clips, sometimes if you put it in full auto mode, it can heat up. It can cause some heat to generate on the wires and the brass fuse. So make sure you don't fire it for a prolonged period of time, and let it cool down after you fired it with the brass clips connected. Now, let's plug in the battery with our new fuse and make sure it fires. Put it on semi, just fire 1 to 2 rounds. Seems to be working just fine. And that is how you correctly install a fuse into your Airsoft AEG. Thank you for watching Airsoft Make It Store TV. I'm Red.
It's all boiled down.